Hello everyone, today I'm going to be answering the question, what is the longest Frank Zappa song and where would I place it on a tier list? That's a question I've been wondering ever since I got into Zappa. Frank Zappa is an artist who has never shied away from making long songs. Even on his first album, Freak Out, the closing track, The Return of the Son of Monster Magnet, is 12 minutes and 20 seconds long, which isn't even scratching the surface of Zappa's longest songs. For the ranking of this song, I'm going to be looking at four main principles: the length, how necessary the song is the song good, and would I listen to it again? For the length, it scores pretty low. Not to spoil the rest of the video, but there are some Zappa songs that stretch over 2 hours long, but we'll talk about those more when they come up. For how necessary the length is, I would score it somewhere in the middle. The song itself is pretty good, and the intro always makes me laugh. It's just Zappa saying, "Susie cream cheese." And lastly, would I listen to it again? Yeah, I would. So overall, I give it a D tier. Zappa didn't really make a longer song than The Return of Monster Magnet until a couple albums later. Brown Shoes Don't Make It is the longest song on Absolutely Free at 7.5 minutes, and Chrome Plated Megaphone of Destiny is the longest song on We're Only In It For The Money at 6 minutes and 20 seconds. The next longest Zappa song is on the album Burnt Weenie Sandwich, and it's called The Little House I Used to Live In, live. At 18 minutes long, it's going to place a little bit higher than Monster Magnet. The length of this song is justified this time because it's a live recording. It also helps that the song is generally more interesting and put together than previous long Zappa songs. Lastly, would I listen to it again? Yes, absolutely. This song is a banger. High C tier. Now, the Mothers of Invention eventually broke up around 1975. Since then, there have been a couple compilations of live and studio recordings that contain songs reaching over half an hour. The first one I'm going to be covering is Billy the Mountain, off Playground Psychotics, which is 30 minutes and 25 seconds long, making it the longest song the Mothers of Invention ever made, at least according to Spotify. So is the length justified? Yes and no. The song is like one big story, as all good Zappa songs are, but the majority of the song is just spoken word pieces about a girl named Ethel being a communist. Pretty cutting edge stuff in the 70s, but the references to current political figures sort of went over my head. The song works best when the band is focusing their attention on the instrumental and creating confusing messes of instruments. Not to say that all of the spoken word parts are bad, but they aren't the most interesting part of the record. They are pretty funny at times though, but I don't think I'm going to be listening to this one again. Overall, C tier. The last song I'm going to be talking about is King Kong Live, Frank Zappa live at Carnegie Hall 71, which, you know how earlier I said that Billy the Mountain was the longest song they ever made? Well, this song is 1 second shorter than Billy the Mountain, coming in at 30 minutes and 24 seconds. But because it's a live recording, there is about 20 seconds of crowd noise, so really this song is a bit shorter than Billy the Mountain. But whatever. The song does take a while to get going. The first 10 minutes really do test your patience, but after that, the song gets pretty interesting with a 6-minute long drum solo. I've always loved really long drum solos, and this song is super sick. And the last 10 minutes are when I feel like the song really finds its footing. Would I listen to the song again? Yeah, I probably would, but I'd skip over the first 10 minutes. Low C tier. Now, so far we've only covered albums that have gone under the name Mothers of Invention. Most people who are familiar with Frank Zappa would consider this to be Frank Zappa's band before he started going under the name of just Frank Zappa. But Frank has been putting out music under his name from around the same time that Absolutely Free came out. So let's go over some of the most notable long releases from Frank Zappa, starting with 1967's Lumpy Gravy. Technically packaged as 2 singles totaling 31 minutes, constructed out of separate pieces of music and dialogue, the song, if you can call it that, is more like an orchestral avant-garde album. The length of this song may put many questions in your head, like, why didn't Frank just separate all of these motifs into individual songs? Why are there random bits of dialogue all over the place? Well, due to contractual problems, the album was pulled by Capitol Records. Zappa took the opportunity to radically restructure the contents, adding newly recorded bits and improvised dialogue. After the contractual problems were resolved, the album was reissued in 1968. Now, is this song a song that I come back to? Personally, not. I personally don't really like this song, mainly due to it being really boring to get through. But if you're going by just length, then yeah, this song is the first B tier. Next, we're going to cover Big Legs, which was posthumously released on the Hot Rats Sessions, which, side note, if you want a really long Zappa album, this is one that's over 7.5 hours. Now, in this case, the version that we're looking at is the unedited master take of the song, which is 32 minutes and 42 seconds. Now, I don't think that Zappa would ever want this song to be released in the way that it was, but honestly, the song is pretty cool. For the first 8 minutes, it's basically like a sax solo that then turns into a guitar solo for 11 minutes. After that, it just sort of breaks down and builds up again. Does the song need to be 32 minutes? No. Is it A tier though? Yeah, it is. Now, to the whole reason I made this video, Civilization Phase 3. This is technically, according to die-hard Zappa fans, his longest song. It's an album presented as a singular composition, which Zappa described as a two-part opera. At 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 40 seconds long, I'm gonna crown it the longest Zappa song. The final work, released posthumously by Zappa, is a monstrous, cryptic, heavy, and tense work, but it's bogged down by some of the things that made Lumpy Gravy so hard to listen to, and that's mostly the spoken word bits. Overall, as Zappa's last work before he passed away, it's a powerful last statement to the world. Zappa was weird until the day he died, and he never compromised his artistic vision. Would I listen to this again? Hell no. Is it S tier? Hell yeah.